You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning, not holding to the truth, for there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies, John 8:44. The music industry, once celebrated as a source of inspiration and creative artistry, has in recent years become increasingly shrouded in darkness, a darkness of power, lust, and moral decay. Shocking accusations against Diddy, including gang rape, sex trafficking, and extortion, have rocked the global entertainment world. One of the most prominent icons of American music now stands exposed in the glaring light of crime and corruption. Behind these scandals lies the dangerous influence of Satan, who has long sought to undermine human souls and morals through the pursuit of power and fame. Could the downfall of major music stars and the horrific acts they are accused of committing be signs of something greater, a spiritual battle raging that we cannot see? Let us delve into the connection between Satan's dark power and his manipulation of the music industry, particularly through the case of Diddy. If this is your first time watching our video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our Bible-related content. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, I pray that you receive many blessings from God. Amen. Let's begin. American Music Industry Corner. Under the Bible, music a tool for both God and Satan. Music has always played a vital role in spiritual life, being both a gift from God and a potential tool for Satan. Historically, biblical texts show music as a powerful means of worship used to glorify God and heal the soul. In the Bible, the story of David and King Saul highlights the sacred nature of music. 1 Samuel 16:23 recounts how David's harp playing would soothe the tormented spirit of Saul, driving away the evil spirit afflicting him. Whenever the spirit from God came on Saul, David would take up his lyre and play. Then relief would come to Saul, he would feel better, and the evil spirit would leave him. This is one of many examples where music is shown as an instrument of divine purpose, capable of healing and bringing peace. However, as with all things, the potential for corruption exists. Just as Satan twists words to deceive and manipulate, he can also use music as a means of temptation and moral degradation. While music's roots in biblical worship have been strong, there's been a growing concern over the modern music industry's shift towards messages that are less aligned with spiritual and moral teachings. Over the decades, we have witnessed a gradual transformation where songs that once carried messages of love, faith, and hope have been replaced by lyrics glorifying violence, lust, and materialism. This shift is not coincidental, as many believe that Satan uses music as a medium to spread his influence. In Ezekiel 28:13, Satan is described as having been in Eden, the garden of God, and is implied to have had a connection to music. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Every precious stone adorned you: carnelian, chrysolite, and emerald, topaz, onyx and jasper, lapis lazuli, turquoise and beryl. Your settings and mountings were made of gold. On the day you were created, they were prepared. This has led to interpretations suggesting that Satan, before his fall, was involved in heavenly worship, and now, in his fallen state, seeks to corrupt the very medium he once participated in. Modern songs frequently carry dark messages hidden within their lyrics, often glorifying sin and a hedonistic lifestyle. Some tracks openly talk about rebellion, pride, and indulgence, directly opposing the humility and self-discipline advocated by Christian doctrine. In this sense, Satan has found a subtle but powerful means to disseminate his values through music. What once was a form of worship has been twisted into a tool for leading people astray. Many contemporary songs contain messages that, upon closer examination, promote values that go against Christian principles. Songs glamorizing promiscuity, drug use, and violence have infiltrated mainstream media, targeting younger audiences. These songs are not just background noise, but play a critical role in shaping cultural norms and values. Take, for example, the rise of songs that promote the live fast, die young mentality, encouraging listeners to embrace fleeting pleasures without considering the consequences of their actions. This philosophy directly contradicts biblical teachings that encourage moderation, self-control, and living a life in accordance with God's will. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law. Galatians 5:22-23. The growing normalization of such messages in music raises concerns about its long-term impact on society's spiritual and moral fabric. The glorification of materialism is another significant issue, with many songs portraying wealth and status as its ultimate goals in life. Such messages conflict with the Bible's teachings, particularly in Matthew 6:19-21, where Jesus instructs his followers not to store up treasures on earth, but rather in heaven, where they will have eternal value. In this context, music that promotes material wealth as the highest good becomes a tool for promoting a superficial, earthly-focused existence, disconnected from divine purpose. The connection between music and spiritual warfare is further underscored by the fact that some artists openly acknowledge their association with darker forces. Occult symbols, references to demonic entities, and satanic rituals have appeared in both lyrics and music videos, fueling concerns that certain factions of the music industry are intentionally spreading a satanic agenda. In the Gospel of Matthew 4:8-9, again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. "All this I will give you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." In this story, Satan used worldly riches and power to tempt even Jesus, offering him everything if he would forsake God. However, Jesus refused, affirming his loyalty to God. This story serves as a symbolic representation of what is happening in today's entertainment industry, especially in music. Music, which is a powerful tool capable of touching the soul and emotions of people, can be turned into a device for Satan's temptations under the influence of negative forces. The entertainment industry today has evolved from merely fostering artistic expression into a vehicle for spreading materialism, luxury, and moral decay. The modern music and entertainment industries often glorify extravagance, flaunting wealth, power, and fame. Artists, especially famous stars, are often surrounded by glitz and adoration. Their lives, filled with lavish parties, luxury cars, expensive mansions, and extravagant lifestyles, become the public standard for success. Yet, much like Satan's temptation of Jesus, this success often comes at a cost: the abandonment of morality and faith. In the alluring and complex entertainment industry, there are individuals often seen as the gatekeepers to the success of many famous stars. These are the people who hold the power to decide who can advance in the music industry, who gets signed to contracts, and who gains visibility on major media platforms. However, it is worth noting that these gatekeepers often demand that artists compromise their moral values, even to the extent of engaging in unethical behaviors, such as homosexual acts, in order to secure opportunities for success. The Bible contains numerous warnings against compromising one's ethics and faith for worldly gains. One of the clearest verses addressing this can be found in 1 John 2:15-16. "Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, love for the Father is not in them. For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, comes not from the Father but from the world." Likewise, James 3:16 affirms, "For where you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice." This serves as a stern warning for those who are drawn into the race for fame and power without considering the ethical consequences. Returning to the shocking case of Sean Diddy Combs, he is a rapper, actor, producer, and powerful record executive. Diddy's influence in the music industry extends far beyond production and performance. He leverages his wealth, relationships, and influence to branch out into the business realm. His business success has positioned the rapper among the richest individuals in the global hip-hop and entertainment industry. Diddy also holds a certain level of influence in Hollywood, connecting and creating opportunities for many young stars. It is perhaps these very factors that render him a deeply flawed gatekeeper. When Diddy's crimes were exposed, there was an even greater fear regarding the numerous stars who had fallen victim to him. Behind the glitz and glamour, it is horrifying to think about how young artists have been seduced and exploited in exchanges for the depraved elite. Under his empire, Diddy has propelled many young stars to success, including Justin Bieber. Through music, many artists, potential victims of this devil, have long spoken out against him. For instance, Kesha's hit song TikTok, released 13 years ago, starts with the line, "Walking up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy." However, during a live performance today, Kesha changed the lyrics to, "Wake up in the morning, F-key P. Diddy." She can hardly conceal her anger towards the man behind so much immorality. Kesha herself was a victim of sexual abuse at the hands of a producer in her own label, allowing her to understand the pain behind such stories. Furthermore, J. Cole's song She Knows was scrutinized for referencing late icons like Aaliyah, Left Eye, and Michael Jackson, all of whom died on the 25th. The state was brought into question as being significant. Naturally, Diddy was mentioned in these discussions, as he is believed to have paved the way for Beyonce to become a star. Eminem has also had his share of criticism directed at Diddy, particularly in his song Antichrist, where he makes a sarcastic remark questioning Diddy's legitimacy as a rapper. Through their music, many have raised their voices against this despicable criminal, but the powerful influence of evil has silenced or blinded many others. Even worse, some of Diddy's infamous white parties have been attended by high-profile Christians, which raises deeper concerns. To understand more about these satanic gatherings, be sure to watch our latest video where we provide detailed analysis through the lens of the Bible and the teachings of Christ. These scandals do not merely reflect individual moral corruption, they reveal a larger issue. The music industry may have become a tool for dark forces to manipulate humanity, turning artistic values into a means for evil. This is a clear illustration of how Satan blinds those in power and transforms them into instruments used to lure others into darkness. Remember Matthew 16:26. What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul? Or what can anyone give in exchange for their soul? Yet so many, including Diddy, seem willing to make that trade. They are not just victims, but also the tools Satan uses to influence millions of music listeners worldwide. The behaviors exhibited at Diddy's parties are not a new phenomenon in human history. In the Bible, wild and sinful feasts have also been mentioned, most notably the story of King Belshazzar in the book of Daniel. King Belshazzar gave a great banquet for 1,000 of his nobles and drank wine with them. While Belshazzar was drinking his wine, he gave orders to bring in the gold and silver goblets that Nebuchadnezzar his father had taken from the temple in Jerusalem, so that the king and his nobles, his wives and his concubines might drink from them. So they brought in the gold goblets that had been taken from the temple of God in Jerusalem, and the king and his nobles, his wives and his concubines drank from them. As they drank the wine, they praised the gods of gold and silver, of bronze, iron, wood, and stone. Daniel 5:1-4. This act of blasphemy led to divine punishment. A hand appeared and wrote on the wall, foretelling Belshazzar's downfall and the collapse of his kingdom. That very night, Belshazzar, king of the Babylonians, was slain, and Darius the Mede took over the kingdom at the age of 62. Daniel 5:30-31. This story emphasizes that opulence, without faith and reverence for God, can lead to downfall. Diddy's parties, where power and wealth are misused to engage in immoral behavior, serve as a modern example of King Belshazzar's tale. In 1 John 2:16, the Bible warns, "For everything in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, comes not from the Father, but from the world." The immoral acts at Diddy's parties reflect the very temptations the Bible has long cautioned against, temptations of power, fame, and carnal pleasure. Such actions mirror the trade of one's soul for the fleeting rewards of fame and power. The truth is, you can't have both. It's only a matter of time before the consequences catch up. Now, let's be direct. The temptation of Satan and the entertainment industry. Evil forces have always sought to lure people through worldly things: money, fame, and power. In Matthew 4:8-9 says, "Again, the devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. All this I will give you," he said, "if you will bow down and worship me." But Jesus rebuked him, saying, "Away from me, Satan, for it is written, 'Worship the Lord your God, and serve him only.'" Matthew 4:10. This story illustrates that Satan doesn't tempt through blatant evil, but through promises of power and fame, much like how those in the entertainment industry are lured by fame and fortune. Diddy's parties symbolize how Satan manipulates people, turning power and fame into traps that lead them into a spiral of debauchery and sin. Romans 12:2 advises, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will." This serves as a reminder that idolizing worldly values, such as power and material wealth, leads to downfall. In the modern entertainment industry, where power, money, and fame are often celebrated above morality, Satan can easily manipulate the human soul by creating false values and misguided goals. Are these parties a manifestation of the downfall Satan is encouraging? When looking at scandals like Diddy's, many wonder if these are clear signs of the moral downfall that Satan is pushing in the entertainment industry. Diddy's parties, filled with a mix of power, wealth, and immoral acts, are not just a reflection of personal decadence, but a broader display of societal decay. Ephesians 5:11 advises, "Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them." This means that if you know something is wrong, do not be a part of it, and don't be afraid to call it out. The frightening truth is, many in the industry don't care. They're caught up in the whirlpool of pleasure and power, to the point that they no longer realize how far they've strayed from God's light. The fact that these lavish parties have become a breeding ground for abuse and moral decay is not just a personal issue, but a societal one. When power and fame are exalted as ultimate goals, moral values are pushed aside, creating a fertile ground for Satan to manipulate human souls. This parallels King Belshazzar mocking God at his own feast, an act that ultimately led to his downfall and the collapse of his entire kingdom. Scandals like Diddy serve as powerful reminders that no one escapes God's judgment when they abandon faith and morality. Galatians 6:7 reminds us, "Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows." When people sow desires for worldly indulgence and excessive luxury, they will eventually reap the consequences of their actions. Satan's temptations in the entertainment industry, through the glorification of excess and power, not only lead people away from God, but also trap them in a spiral of corruption. Diddy's parties are a testament to how Satan is manipulating a portion of the modern entertainment world, turning art into a tool of darkness, pulling individuals deeper into sin. In conclusion, Diddy's scandal is not just about a famous individual caught in accusations, but a clear example of Satan's manipulation within the entertainment industry. This serves as a stark warning to everyone in the industry, especially Christians. When sacred values are discarded and people are willing to trade their souls for power and fame, Satan will eagerly seize that opportunity. Looking at Diddy's scandal, one cannot ignore the terrifying influence of Satan, and it serves as a reminder to us all. Beware of temptation, and do not let yourself be swept into the spiral of moral collapse. Thank you for watching our video to the end. Please share this video with your loved ones so they can also learn about this. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so we can be motivated to create more videos about the Bible. We hope to see you in the next video. May God bless and protect you always. Amen.